is rural area. It's very good. It's water does not mean rural.
Are you sure?
Because that was my question.
Are you
That
sure?
was my
I attended you in Lago, and I know those areas very well. Are you sure of what you are saying? You are not very sure. Yes.
See, that was my issue. I looked at father, yes, you're talking about what they do, the outcomes of it, that's okay. But talking about rural disadvantaged children and the area where you're talking about, I don't see, I still have a query. Alright, so that's just it. So yes, her findings are in order. How do you measure the rural area? Because her scope is for rural areas,
Yes.
claiming that they are disadvantaged.
Yes.
So my question is, the area she chose, can it really go for being rural?
Do you know the area?
It's very good.
What I want to find out, do you know that particular
Where that particular school is,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know.
So it now depends because your question is okay. So it now depends on her. But what she's saying, the area you chose, because by the environment she is aware of, she is feeling that the concept of rural, that place may not
Rural area, and if that area fits, if it doesn't, then there's nothing bad in saying, because this can be applied to people whether they're rural or not, or non-rural areas. I'm sure you know that. So if the indices do not meet that of the rural area, then that aspect of that should be left out of the work.
I think when we talk about rural area, well, of course, different categories of rural area. Pure rural area. I think in our own concept for rural area is, I think you can qualify that as rural area. I'm not an adjunct, but putting it to other areas of what they have done. I think that when you talk about rural area, depending on what you are looking for to qualify the place as rural area or underdeveloped. So a place can be underdeveloped and still be rural. A place can be developed.
Areas in some ways as areas, then it can be considered rural.
So I
So
think
you
that
need those indices of a rural community.
just
Conceptualize it. That's just it. That's just it.
I think it's dealing with developing areas.
I think
There are developing areas of Barika, so you have to look at that
Conceptualize it. That's it. If it does, it's okay.
yeah, I think we can move on then.
Yes.
The floor is open to other to any other that would like to
The quick one on the Pavetta. Okay, you correct your PowerPoint to August, not July. On the PowerPoint, yes. And then space the name of your son. Just on that one, please. Professor, okay, what there's no space. Take note of what is. On the front page, there should be space after J, after N, and then E. Send you the minute.
please, and we can show that.
Okay, from the front page, should space the initials of our supervisors, J and E. Most times they don't know that there's no space there. And then it's August and not July. Just those little technicalities. And then on the references, the works he cited in this are not captured in the PowerPoint. Here, all the works you mentioned, anybody in science, because it's an abridged, as small as it is, it should appear in your references. By the way, you are calling references your works, I think, which shows how you just think out it, package it, and run for us. This references for it's ready. If you use them there, you can bring back that. But you can anticipate, you can use the BA 7th edition and use it and know it very well. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I want to, in your presentation, you made mention of two grading systems that is used in that art foundation. But what I want to ask is it two grading system or two different types of curriculum that they are using? According to you, one of them theoretical, the other one practical. So I don't know how, I don't really get it when you say two grading system. It's a school, but they are running a theoretical program and they are also running a practical program. So if at the end of the day, a particular candidate is intellectually strong, he or she moves to the theoretical program and the curriculum and moves on. Then the practical one, if that is the strength of the student, the person. So I don't understand when you say two grading system. So.
The two grading system, they are using the Lagos State curriculum, but being the school itself is tuition free. So Lagos State, and Lagos State is aware of what they do. The governor comes there and sees it. So in that curriculum that they just introduce dance as a compulsory subject amongst other artwork and all. Now the two grading system is that they include the practicals that they do with the theory that they get, and they combine the grade and make it one grade. At the end of the day, if a child is involved is good in maybe the dress, the costume making, and also academic, they'll put those results together and give them over. They know how to make and make it over 100. But the child will be aware that this is the person's score in this, but they'll still continue their normal school program. They don't just finish and continue the rest. It's still a normal school program that they
Just to provide some clarification. You know, you are in music,
Yes.
and so the question will actually come from somebody like you. Now, in practice, in practical courses, what we do, we grade 60-40 for some courses. Now, the 60 is usually for the practical, while the 40 is for the theory. Now, so maybe what is that whereas the grading system is not like maybe English, where you just grade whatever the person wrote. That's what you just grade. But because it's a practice-based program, you grade the theory and also grade the practice, just as we do also in fine art, in music, and also in some of our courses in the theater. So that is what I think he's trying to say. There is a practice component and there is a theory component. So you grade here, then you combine and then get
The
the
challenge I have is that there is a curriculum from the State Ministry of Education.
Yes, which
And
allows that particular grading
Yes.
style for that course. That's what she's saying.
Okay,
Yes,
except
it
that
allows
because
the-
from her submission, she said that the school added the practical component like dance, painting, sewing, and all of that to the program. So it means that the curriculum has been expanded or enriched. As it were.
Yes.
So now that is why I'm saying is that it means that the curriculum has been tinkered with compared to what the state brought. They have enriched it.
Like now, you are a course lecturer and there's course description. And when you are teaching your course, you have your grading format. You develop a marking scheme for grading. So the grading system of a course does not necessarily, in my own view, does not necessarily need to come from the curriculum. Your marking scheme may be guided by the curriculum, but your marking scheme does not automatically mean that it has to be drawn from the NUC and this is how you grade. Although the grading format is always different depending on the kind of course and then the lecturer. Like if you teach a practical course, they will tell you that this course is 60% or is guided in your grading system. So the grading system may be guided by the curriculum, but the marking scheme of a lecturer is told by the lecturer based on what he has given out. So it can work.
I have one more, just to clarify something, because when you were presenting, I was just wondering what your definition of who a child is because
Let's look at the topic. The way it is it okay? Who is what? Bush. Okay, what is Bush?
Is a philosopher and a historian.
What is his complete name?
His contribution.
What is his complete name?
His full name. Okay, the full name is Anicius Gorgias.
So why did you put it? Why did you put the full name?
He always, when I look throughout literature, he always hides the first name. So he uses the
So it was by divine revelation that you knew about the person.
Others have been hiding it. Does it think you have to hide it as well? But there could be so many versions. So which one particular one are you talking about?
Anicius Gorgias.
So put that name. Oh, the topic reflecting on the topic. The topic is also not. Please, let's say, what's it trying to do? Yes, that's why I said topic is not. Okay, I think understanding the topic, the implications of Bochu's position on divine knowledge and free will, how it can be applied to the crisis as stated here. That's my thinking. In other words, are you analyzing the 1999 crisis in Abua from the point this time? Because philosophy, they have a way of finding their titles. So I want us to go from philosophy. So, and so. Analysis of or implication. No.
Wait before the department.
Wait,
Yeah, that's our own this own methodology and our department.
no, we're not going to methodology.
Yeah, okay.
We're looking at the topic now. And I'm saying we can borrow a leaf from philosophy. There's the way they always pick their own. They will just tell you that Jeremy Bentham utility principle. Then go on, they'll tell you the implications or whatever. It has always been your point. If you check all the works before, you see that. It's dominant. So I wonder if they can also borrow that idea. You can also borrow that idea. So it will now be, your topic will now be Bochios, what's the other name?
Anicius Gorgias.
Divine foreknowledge and free will. Implications for the 1999 crisis in Abua, River State, Nigeria. That's my conclusion. Supervisor, what do you think?
Huh?
What do you think, sir?
It's okay, we can take the correction back home.
Yeah, go ahead.
The implications are looking at.
So now I think what we have to do is a fallout of the Abua incident. Instead of saying the implications for it anymore, because it's past tense, it's something that has been happened.
So what should it be?
This is a philosophy of religion, not pure philosophy. Philosophy of religion, not pure philosophy. The two are, even though some you can defend from philosophy, but some of them, the two are quite different disciplines. That you cannot just oppose the two of them together. It must be an independent inquiry. Implication is always used, yes, but since it's the past tense, 1999 analysis. And of course, if you look at the theoretical from what was used, the methodology used, if you go back to our work, I'm sure you're going to see that implication will be able to, it will destroy our own methodology in our department.
So is it an analysis or analysis?
Analysis.
An analysis.
Yes.
And or just analysis?
Analysis. A-N,
Yes.
analysis.
Okay, I think we'll leave that. Okay, let us include A-N. An analysis is what exactly are you analyzing? It's analyzing the concept of free will. You're trying to show whether free will and determinism
Yes.
and foreknowledge
So you
are
are
found
analyzing, we are analyzing an abstraction.
because everything about religion has no empirical, well, it's not like acts. It's not like
How do you do the analysis in terms of feeling? So an abstract idea of feeling.
sometimes it's just theoretical, more on theory. Because sometimes some of the things you experience may not be empirically proven. Some are experience that cannot really be proven like science. That's why when you are teaching religion and science, some of the things in science are being proven, kind of some of the things in religion, science will disprove it because it is not really empirical, yes. You have no empirical proof to some of the things in religion. So must take note of that background. But philosophy is more abstract. I studied philosophy to some extent. Philosophy is more of abstract, while religion has to do with experience.
So how do you analyze
Yes. What we're trying to get now, how do you align the concept of free will and determinism in that crisis?
Because
How will you analyze
It's not purely
in his
empirical.
presentation,
It's not empirical.
in his presentation,
Yeah.
he said this is an abstraction.
Yeah.
He made that reference very. Am I correct? He made that very clear. So I'm trying to juxtapose this vis-a-vis the work that, well, okay, is it that we are looking at an abstract analysis vis-a-vis the situation that happened in Abua? That's what we need to understand, because this is where the methodology will lie.
Even in the concept of free will and determinism as an abstract idea, how do you break down an event that has happened? How do you determine the concept of free will and determinism in that crisis? So the empirical age, because that's why you talk about literature review, you talk about empirical concept.
Something that happened in a crisis. Possibly, I'm sure that you must have interviewed some families, reached out to some people that gave you those findings.